9 filthiest and most audacious goals ever 20 years on from Bergkamp swivel. It has now been 2 decades since Dennis Bergkamp spun Nikos de Bizes before slotting the ball home against Newcastle United at St James Park. Hailed since as one of the greatest goals scored in the Premier League era, leading fans to debate whether or not Bergkamp meant the turn or not. Regardless, the Dutchman's filthy turn on de Bizes can be regarded as one of the most audacious pieces of skill ever performed by a Premier League footballer. Therefore, here are 9 of the filthiest and most audacious goals of all time to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Bergkamp's famous swivel and finish. Just 11 minutes into Arsenal's trip to Newcastle in March 2002, Bergkamp scored one of the Premier League's most famous goals. With the ball rolled into him by Robert Pires, Bergkamp swiveled as he controlled the ball with his left foot, flicking the ball around de Bizes. He then shrugged off the challenge of the Greek defender before nonchalantly slotting the ball past Shay Given and into the bottom corner. Would you rank any of the other goals in our list above Bergkamp's? Let us know in the comments section. Another Arsenal goal, Olivier Giroud capped a flowing counter-attacking move with an outrageous goal against Crystal Palace on New Year's Day in 2017. Alexis Sanchez's cross was slightly behind the French striker, causing him to improvise and flick the ball towards the goal with a scorpion kick. His expertly timed effort bounced off the underside of the crossbar and into the net to put Arsenal in the lead, with Giroud later winning the FIFA Puskas Award for the goal. Perhaps the Premier League's most famous goal, Paulo Di Canio left the football world stunned with his scissor kick volley against Wimbledon in 2000. Latching onto a long ball that floated into the far corner of the opposition penalty area, Di Canio chose to go for goal first time despite the tight ankle. As the ball dropped, he leaped off the ground to fire the ball into the far corner before calmly celebrating by wagging his finger with a smug look across his face. Arsenal fans were fortunate enough to be treated to a number of silky players during Arsene Wenger's time as manager, perhaps none more so than Mesut Ozil. The German playmaker's skill and ability was epitomized away to Bulgarian champions Ludogorets in the Champions League in 2016. With the sides level at 2-2, Ozil completed a stunning Arsenal comeback by beating the offside trap, knocking the ball over the goalkeeper and leaving 2 defenders on the floor before knocking it into an empty net. Manchester City played some exquisite football as they secured their first Premier League title in 2011-12, brushing aside most of their opponents. Norwich City suffered this fate as they were beaten 5-1 at the Etihad Stadium in December 2011, with Mario Balotelli scoring the pick of the goals. Having seen his initial effort saved by John Ruddy, as the ball looped up towards the goal, the Italian calmly knocked the ball into the net with his shoulder. Although he is not the only player to score a bicycle kick in the Premier League, Emerkin's strike against Watford in 2017 is perhaps the league's most outrageous. After a darting run towards the Watford penalty area, Can rotated his body to catapult himself into the air and spectacularly lobbed the ball over Hirelho Gomez. Such was the quality of the goal, even home fans were left applauding and with their mouths open in shock following the goal. When fans think of the filthiest goals ever scored, they will rarely consider a strike from the Northern Irish Premiership. However, Matty Burrows made headlines around the world with his last-minute winner against Portadown in October 2010. With his back to goal, Burrows backheeled the ball into the top corner from the edge of the box with one of the most audacious volleys ever scored. Very few players would have the audacity to attempt a bicycle kick from 30 yards out, but Zlatan Ibrahimovic is not like other footballers. During the closing stages of a friendly against England in 2012, Ibrahimovic took advantage of a poor header from Joe Hart to score in spectacular fashion. The England keeper had been left out of position, and without thinking Ibrahimovic catapulted himself in the air to launch the ball over his head and into the goal. That Eric Lamela has been able to make the Rabona goal his trademark says all you need to know about the former Tottenham Hotspur winger. Before his goal of the season strike against Arsenal last season, though, he scored an even better Rabona in the Europa League in 2014. As a loose ball rolled towards him against Asteras Tripolis, Lamela flicked his left foot behind his right and picked out the top corner from the edge of the box with the keeper helpless.